What's going on, everybody? My name is Marty, and yes, I'm a graduate of Full Sail University. Now, if you clicked on this video, then there's a chance that you know what this school is about, or you're trying to gain some more information about Full Sail University. Well, let me first say this. I'm not affiliated with the school in any kind of way. I'm not being endorsed, nor am I being paid to say what I'm about to say. But since I graduated, I've been seeing a lot of YouTube videos pop up suggesting to people whether they should or shouldn't go to Full Sail University and what their experiences were at Full Sail University. I've seen a lot of good videos, I've seen a lot of bad videos, I've seen videos that are giving some pros and some cons, and I've seen some videos that are just leaning to one side altogether, whether it's just all pros or just all cons. Well, I'm here to weigh in on this subject myself and give you my experience and then offer you a little bit of advice on whether you should or shouldn't go to Full Sail. Now, my story is a little unique in that I initially graduated from high school and I immediately went into a 4-year program at an accredited university in Delaware. Now, with that being said, Full Sail was on my radar, but I didn't initially go to Full Sail because I wanted to go to a 4-year accredited university. Now, because I did that, that landed me in a different field when it came to Full Sail. I had already had an undergraduate degree, so I needed to get something that was a little bit higher than the undergraduate program. And that's where the master's program came in for me. Now, here's where my story is a little unique. I decided to go to Full Sail for a number of reasons. The first reason was I already had a career, so I really wasn't looking for Full Sail to fulfill that obligation or fulfill that need for me. I already had a job. My career was in education. More specifically, my career was in the field of audio recording, sound production, music technology, which is why I really wanted to go to Full Sail at some point in time. Now, before I chose Full Sail, I'll be honest with you, I did my homework, I did the research, and I think that's where a lot of kids go wrong, is they don't do the research about Full Sail. Here's the first thing I've noticed that's been a problem for a lot of students that have been attending Full Sail. You have to do the research, and what I mean by doing the research, all schools have what they refer to as an accreditation body, or the policies by which they have to govern their academic curriculums by. Those standards change depending on the type of school that you are attending. And in this case, being that Full Sail is not a fully 4-year accredited university, here's where a lot of people get into trouble. Those credits that you achieve or accumulate at Full Sail in many cases are not transferable over to 4-year accredited universities. And that's one of the problems I've noticed that a lot of kids have had by attending Full Sail. They go, they graduate through a program, and then they want to either transfer credits over to another university or a 4-year accredited university, things of that nature, only to find that those credits at Full Sail are non-transferable in many cases. Now, I know there may be a few classes that may transfer, but there aren't many. And that starts to create a problem if you're looking to pursue a different kind of degree at a major 4-year accredited university. Now, in my case, as I mentioned, I already had a career. And what was asked of me was, my employer influenced me to perhaps further my education by getting a master's degree in the field of technology/recording and that concept, because where I was working at the university, or where I currently work still, they were trying to develop some programs that were going to introduce music technology and the music industry into the curriculum of the music department here at the university. So this was a perfect fit for me. What I did was I checked out the accreditation and I went back to officials at my school right here at the university and asked them, are these the credentials I need in order to come into this facility and continue to teach? Because I was already teaching, I just wasn't teaching in the music industry side, dealing with music recording. And they assured me, because we were at the collegiate level, that any higher education above the undergraduate level was acceptable for me to actually come in and help develop their program. That's why I chose Full Sail. Now, for me personally, I had a career, I had a path. So I wasn't relying on Full Sail to fulfill that part of my career path for me. Now, the program I chose was referred to as Education, Media Design, and Technology, where it basically revolved around taking my strengths and my focus point, which was recording and music technology and media design, and using that to implement that into a classroom setting and strategizing all of the lesson plans and everything needed to help build a program using media assets and media design in an online LMS or CMS, which is a learning management system or content management system. That is why I went to Full Sail. So personally, for me going to Full Sail, it was extremely beneficial because I already had my career path. I was just looking for new strategies to help build a new program. Now, this is what I have to say about individuals who are coming out of high school looking to go to Full Sail. The first thing I'm going to say is, again, you must do your research. Once you've done your research, you're going to find, again, that those accreditation features are not as robust as you think they should be, meaning they're not going to be transferable to many schools that are of a 4-year accreditation policy. So that's one of the first things you need to consider. Now, I'll be perfectly honest with you. Full Sail is a kind of school that can develop you if you are interested in learning the various types of programs they have. Film, audio recording, animation, and they have several other programs that are really phenomenal programs. Here's where I think some kids get into trouble. They assume that they're going to graduate from high school and just go to Full Sail with no prior knowledge in any of those curriculums, whether it's audio recording, whether it's music production, whether it's animation, whatever it might be. They think they're going to go to Full Sail and gain all of the knowledge that they need in order to be successful in that field. And that is just not the case. You are not going to be successful coming right from high school, going into Full Sail, having no prior knowledge. Now, I hate to say that, but it's just an honest opinion from me. And what I've seen is Full Sail has a high enrollment of a lot of students. But what I'm not seeing is a high level of graduates that are actually going out and finding jobs in their career fields. And there's a reason for that. Full Sail and the industries that they are providing you curriculums for, these industries are looking for the best of the best, creme de la creme, if you will. They're looking for the elites, and that number is very small of the individuals that actually attend Full Sail. It's small in terms of the number of people that are enrolled in Full Sail. The enrollment is just ridiculous, but the number of people that are having success in major industries that graduate from Full Sail are very, very tiny. So my suggestion or my opinion in this case is that if you're thinking about going to Full Sail right out of high school, I would recommend that you not do that unless you have the fortitude and the financial resources to do it, because Full Sail is an extremely expensive school for all of their programs. It doesn't matter what it is. The 1-year programs, the 18-month programs, the 2-year programs, the tuition is just ridiculous. And unless you just have a financial resource that you can afford that, I don't really think it's an economical decision to make. Now, for me, in my case, I had another advantage where my employer was willing to offer me some type of tuition reimbursement up to about 50%. So for me, that took the blow off the cost of going to Full Sail. Then I was able to get a little bit of financial aid, which helped the burden of that cost, and I spent a little money out of pocket, which reduced the overall tuition for me significantly. Now, Full Sail is a wonderful program. You get to work on the latest and greatest technology that's out there in the industry. However, depending on your skill level, you're not likely to get deep into a lot of those classes or even into those facilities unless you have advanced knowledge and advanced training in the specific area that you are targeting. Now, I know it sounds like I'm not giving Full Sail a lot of credit here, but I'm just being honest with you. This school is really a good school for learning. However, if your anticipation is that you're going to graduate from this school and you're going to get into the major industry, whether it's film, whether it's audio, or something of that nature, I'm telling you right now, that is not the right thought process to have. Because in most cases, That is just not going to happen. Full Sail will also tell you that their graduation rates are extremely high and students are finding jobs. Now, I think the confusing part about that is they're not necessarily telling you what those jobs are. When they do their research to see if students are employed past Full Sail, I think what they're finding is kids are finding jobs, but they're not finding jobs in the related area that they studied at Full Sail. Because let's just face it, it is really tough to break into the industry unless you have elite skills when it comes to filming, when it comes to music production or audio engineering. And in my case, I'm an audio engineer. And early on, one of the things I did was I actually Googled to see who the top 100 audio engineers were in the United States of America. And one of the first things I've noticed was that most of them were gray-haired and older guys. That was an eye-opener. I then tried to Google the top 250 audio engineers in the United States of America, and I got the same results. And I kind of paid attention to that, which indicated to me when it comes to this type of industry, they are looking for the best of the best. They are looking for elite people who are masters at their craft. Now, I'm not talking on a small scale here, because I think most of us are looking to be with big organizations or big media groups or something of that nature in the industry, really making it. But in this case, I noticed that it takes a lot of experience and mastery of whatever program it is or whatever trade it is to actually make it in the big industry. So with that in mind, my final thought is this. I don't recommend you jumping right out of high school and just getting right into Full Sail as a program. For one, the tuition is extremely expensive. Two, you probably don't have the skill set that you should have or that I recommend going into Full Sail. Now, I understand it's probably been a dream of yours to go there, but I would hold off if you don't have these skill sets. Now, if you are somewhat of a savant in any particular area, whether it's animation or whether it's audio production or film, then that's a story of another case here. But I've not seen too many people like that at such a young age, because this is the type of craft or type of industry that requires a lot of time and a lot of years of experience to actually develop those mastery skills. Now, Full Sail is a wonderful school. It really is. With all the studios that they have, the technology, the computers, it is an awesome place to go to. But in the long run, I think if you were to go to this school right out of high school, I don't think it'll sit well with you later on when you're realizing the credits are not transferable, you're not going to be able to find a job in the main industry of your chosen curriculum. And overall, you'll have spent a lot of money and not being able to nail down the kind of career path that you were hoping. So in my opinion, I say don't rush. Hold off on Full Sail. Don't jump immediately coming out of high school. Learn the craft. Master the craft as best as you can. And then start to look for opportunities in those areas to see exactly what it is you can further learn before you actually go to Full Sail. For the most part, there are a lot of other schools out there that offer the same kind of programs and work with the same type of technology for a much lower price, and probably a lot closer to home if you're not actually in Florida. So I want you to consider that before you actually jump into Full Sail. My story is a unique story. Not everybody has that kind of a story. I didn't go in with any anticipation of Full Sail helping me to get into the industry. I already had a career. It was already going. I just wanted to get some further knowledge when it related to media design and technology to help implement it into my classrooms and into the program that we were developing here at the university that I work with. So that's my video for today. I hope this information helped you out. There's a lot more, but I hope at least I gave you just a little insight to help you make a better decision when you get to that point if you're thinking about this school. So I want to thank you for watching and stick around. I'll see you in my next video. Peace.